Well, hello, and welcome to a flying saucer from another planet. This is a pretty small kit, fairly simplistic, so it shouldn't take long to build. I did start doing some things. I painted the railings that are going to go down these landing gear steps. I painted them with the liquid gold pen marker, so those look really good. Like that. These are the landing gear. This one here has the steps, so I painted them a bronze. First, I painted the whole thing, the hull silver that I'm going to do, because it's going to need to get silver on the edges, and I hit the bottom just because. But that way I can get the detail painted on the steps. They were asking for a gray. This is a kit that's not modeled off of really anything, so you can do whatever you want. And I decided I wanted to stay in the metallics world and went with a bronze for the steps. This landing gear here has nothing going on, so I just left it silver like the hull color. And then this one has a conveyor belt. This is an actual separate piece. So I painted the piece silver and then painted this a German gray, the conveyor belt, and then took the chrome, liquid chrome marker, and then hit the little pulleys. You can see the pulleys on each side. So I hit those with a little bit of a liquid chrome. Kind of going for that old 50s clean, the opposite of Star Wars, where it's clean and pristine and chromy and, that 50s look that they had for it. Because that's basically what this thing looks like, It's pretty much a 50s style flying saucer. As far as prep for the hull, I painted this whole inner ring black, and then hit a silver, because you will be able to, the decals that you can see when these are down will get stuck to this inner wall here. So then I wanted to hit it with a silver to so I don't know, you're not going to see it because the decal mainly is going to cover it, but anywhere the decal doesn't quite covered, and at least there's a silver. But I hit it with a light blocking black, because in these holes I'm going to put LEDs coming down to light this bottom area. And I think I'm going to do this in a bronze. And then it gets, they're not clear, they're kind of a milky window, but I'm not going to paint those. They say they want you to use a transparent yellow. I'm going to use the lights themselves for the color, so I'm just going to leave those the milky white. And then I'll do this cage a bronze, and then it gets another milky white clear part over top of that, and that way you can kind of see that stuff going on in there, and that'll be on the bottom. But what we'll probably do is we'll probably put say this is the front of the ship, we'll put the landing gear one to the front, and then and we'll do the others. It doesn't really matter. Do the conveyor belt on one side, but I'll keep this the front of the ship, according to the base and everything. And the base, I think we'll do I think I'm going to use this one here, because it's got a lot of knots, so it can be painted up and done as a diorama. And it's pretty good. It's close to the size of the ship, but not too big. Sometimes I don't like the base is bigger than the ship, But then we'll bring a pole, and we'll have it look like it's coming down either for landing or a takeoff, or it's just hovering across the ground. We'll have the landing gear. Well, you can make these open or close. And then I have some little trees, and we'll do a whole like grassy, maybe a road going up like that. Maybe even where it forks or something. You can make the road go like Y off like that, and it's coming to hover. And these are the parts that you'll see. They're the ceilings. So these go like this. These actually will click in there like that. And these little levers actually hit, you have to put these little springs in here. I painted the one end here a bronze, because you do see them and you do see something. So it's like, I might as well make it look like something. But they'll mainly be up, so it's not a big sight. So I want to make sure to get all that silver, because these will sit in there like that. So you will see all that, and you'll kind of see that little thing. So it's like I might as well make it look like it's supposed to be something on the wall. But that's where we're at. All this is dried, so we're good to keep on working. I think well, we don't need to mess with this one. There's not a lot of hole going on, you know. Like I said, I'm just gonna put what, 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I'll do 4 reds and 4 yellows and just randomly, you know, a yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. And that way it can flip between those colors through there. And I think the only other thing I was just thinking about is, you know, so there's a light on these landing gear, is I guess I think I can get it, so the way this is going to fit on the top, this is the top part of the hull. Here's where these go. I marked them. So they'll kind of be like that. So probably the best place to sneak a little light, I couldn't put a little strip light in there. That would be kind of cool. Kind of like on the Falcon. But I don't want to be able to see it when it's upside down. How much of this do you see? You see quite a bit of that back when it's upside down. And I was like, do I bring the light, or do I bring the light in, if this sits like that, do I bring it in through here and shine it that way? But I'm afraid it would blast too far out, be more an outlight. I want it to kind of point down so that it'll hit on the steps. And so I guess we're going to drill a little hole right there. Yeah, so, but we just got to figure out what, because not only drill a hole through there, we'll have to drill a hole through this part. So we'll just have to drill a bigger hole on the other side. Just see it, yeah. We'll just drill a bigger hole because nothing's gonna leak. If it light leaks in here, it's not gonna matter because we're gonna have all these. We'll block them off with tulip on the butt ends, and then this is gonna get painted. This is gonna be chrome. So I'm gonna paint it black anyway. And the same thing with the silver. You always want to paint a black on the silver over top of black. So, but that's where we're at. So let's glue these guys down. We can glue these guys down because then actually I got to snap them in first. That's the process. You got to get these parts on first. Now I'm wondering if I should get these steps on first, but I think they would kind of get in the way doing all this twisting. Oh, I can do it once I get them up in here. So let's pick a front of the ship because I don't think it really matters. I think we did, actually. I think I marked it on here. So we're going to go off of this one here. The one with the nub in the center. Which is, I think this one is going to be the front. Maybe a kosher on it. Yeah, that works. Yeah, they went in there nicer than I thought. Then we'll get my light scuff, and then we'll paint them as one piece. I also had to make sure I painted the inside of these tabs because they fall in here pressing against these little bronze pieces, but you can see them, so you definitely want to do that. Alright. So that's the front. Now it's just deciding which one to stick the conveyor on. I don't know how I'm ever going to display this. So it doesn't matter. There we go. Alright, get these all closed up. Somehow, there we go. Now, I think now would be a good time to do that railing. Hopefully I hit enough. Of the tips. Yeah, that's going to look good. And the little hooky part of the railing goes towards the back. Give it another little push. Yeah. A little bit of a curve to that railing, but that looks good. Okay, now what's next? So I think it's been now putting these down, and this will hold them secured to the bottom, plus then they'll be locked in their positions. They won't fall down all the time. I'm going to use, a lot of times on big peg stuff, and I like to use the tube glue. I have it. It came just with kits, and it works extremely well. It's always opening these without squishing the tube. I don't know if anybody else finds that, because if you squish that tube, boy, it's going to come running. It's one bad thing that they made it out of foil, because you can just dent a little dent to it and it's taken off. But yeah, we can, like I said, I keep forgetting them because I've been using the other glues. I can go through and hit all these glue points on all three of them. It's definitely a familiar smell. When I smell this smell, I think model building. And when I smell tube glue, because it's the only glue we had when we were kids. Hasn't changed neither. It's like in the same bottle. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Alright. Let's get you down. And bam. Simple as that. And glue's squishing out of those pads, so that's gonna hold good. So don't ever have to worry about the landing gear coming loose. And they're going to deal with the torque you open in those doors, so that's why I want them really good. But hey, there it is. They're on there. And then now we can paint this as a whole. Let's go through and this whole thing silver, and we can clean up these edges. Now that it's together, I can sand across and get all this to set smooth. It's going to lose most of the silver, but really it was just to make sure the silver coated over, so once I paint that we get full coverage is really all the only reason we did that. Make sure all these are pressed down good. I think if we drill a hole right about in that area. So that lock yet. Sweet. And we'll go and figure out what it is this way. That's 21 millimeters, so can at least center punch it with this. First, because it's usually good to do that. So your big bits don't walk. But yeah, this was a good little find at Wonderfest, and I'll probably get some more from that gentleman because these will break. And I got a lot of things that need holes in them. The Enterprise C, I might be able to light through it and do a scratch way, but the D is definitely going to need to be drilled out. And I also have the Romulan Warbird that's going to need to get drilled out, and I believe, you know, a Super Star Destroyer is going to get drilled out. I got a lot. So, but I'll have little, you know, the smaller the bits I can use for some of those, the better. I have to get a lot of fiber optics too. See if I can find another guy that has a bundle of fiber optics that are cut ends that are cheap. They'll just be random cut ends from rolls that they sell, but they sell those cut ends because they can be 2 foot to 4 foot long. See, that's where center drilling helped, because the Dremel has, you know, only a certain speed to go to, even at its lowest setting, that I know it'll even drill a hole. Kind of only want just the dome showing. We'll get that working. I don't know if I should try to glue those in now or drill those big holes up there. Come in half of that. That one I don't like because it's right on a thing that's in the way. Let's drill a little center hole. I could do it through all these and drill them up through the top. Oh, we can use my step drill. We got bits just floating here. Alrighty. Hope for the best. prefer 1/8. Especially when 1/8 gives us a 3mm bulb size hole-ish. A hair bigger, but that's okay. It definitely keeps the back end, you know how LEDs have that wider back end, a little lip. Definitely keeps that from going in, and if you can use that as a stop, it's perfect. Let's run this backwards so it cleans. Reverse. Now I don't know if we can do a dry fit and see if we lined up. I don't think that one did. Just saying. No, that one didn't. I can see that right from here. Nope. They line up like that. We're all screwed up. We tried. You guys should fall like that, and I guarantee I only made one. Alright, let's try this again. Come on. There you are. There we go. And that still is off, but we're just going to notch that one off. But that one looks good. All I need to do is give me a spot. I'm just going to cut that out with a cutting wheel. All I need to do is give me a spot to access the light bulb. Doesn't have to be nothing pretty. You're just gonna sit the tips of them in. And then what I'll do is just fill this whole pocket with tulip, and then it'll keep the light from getting into this cavity. I hope he's set there. Yeah. That sits in there like that, and then it has a pin that's supposed to hold it, but none of that's going to be there. This is really just going to basically get glued to that and this rim. So you think that's got to sit just dead center like that, so that the other clear plastic can fit around it. Yeah, so we can do all our lighting later. It's all from up top. So sweet. Well, there we are. Well, I'm going to stop there. Grab something to eat here, but at least we got some things going on. Yeah, that's the conveyor belt. Yeah, these alone won't hold it. That's why they have this piece and then that little cap that extends, because these would never hold. At least I don't think so. It's pretty light shit. What we got there, that's the plain one. I like that. Those steps look great. I don't think these. They slightly do. They just kind of hold it. But not enough that you'd want to do that. Eventually it would make that plastic get funky. That's pretty cool. But it's doing it. On a smooth surface, I don't think so, because the legs would... Right now they're digging into the towel when they want to try to close. Nice. But anyway, I'm going to stop there. Really, where we're getting to now is just painting the entire hull. We'll paint this piece, the bronze. So we can get that down on there. I can probably go in, because I really want that chrome to cure, is to get this painted black and do that chrome. And then this piece here, these are two pieces. If you're going to have it completely landed, this is what I was talking about. This goes down on here, and that really is going to support your weight. It's an extension of this cap. So when this thing lands, it extends that. But we're going to go with this one, which is going to be, and it sits on top of the, there's another piece of, here's the milky, clearish kind of plastic piece that'll go on top of that, and then this cap goes on that. If you're going to have it actually sitting on a base, then you put that piece, like that, and then that extends down so it takes the weight away from these legs. But we're going to have a rod coming in, so, because when this thing's fully landed, you can already see, you only got like this much, you can see the rest of the so I want her kind of like hovering in for a landing, or taking off, or just hovering. So we're going to say that they still have that centerpiece up. Because you can't light this. If I could light this, it's so thick, a plastic, I can't. I mean, it could kind of get a glow, but nothing to really, I don't know, that's something I still could think about. But I don't think so. Because it does have little decals and little things on there, and I was going to try to get them to kind of glow, which I guess I could if I put a really fat. I got to remember there's a post going to come up here, and then I'd have to wrap it around the post, or wrap the LED around the, and then light block it to where it's only going to glow the decal. And I figure, you know what, you're not going to see it that much. I'd rather just do that. So that's what I'm going to do. But this piece here, since I'm going to use the one that's going to stay attached directly to the clear part. But either way, those were going to be chrome. The rest of the ship's going to be silver. This rim here is going to be gold on both sides. And then we have, the main hull's just going to be this silver I'm using there. And then we'll have chrome caps and decals. Simple. Nice, simple build. But until next update, thanks for watching.